shorter, it would be easy for Puran to pull that one or hit that one straight down the ground.
Kumar, pensive look on his face. He's into Puran, who's edging this one. Is he? Just it was a bit shorter and outside the off stump. He played at it, missed it, and it's taken by Pant. Yes, he's taken an edge. It looked like there was a deflection, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is celebrating, and that's the end of Puran. He's out for 22, caught behind by Pant, and India have finally taken their second wicket, and Puran going for the big hit, got the edge, and Pant did well to rise up to take the catch. He's out for 22.
Yeah, so a sharp catch there from Pant. And that one, it came quicker to Puran, quicker than he expected. Looking to pull that one again, but it's a bit shorter, and he just managed to get on top edge to Pant. And lucky for him, he didn't get enough batters he wanted. Had he got more batters that were flew over the head of Pant, but he just got an edge that flew into the glove of Pant. So a timely wicket here for India when the fact that Mayers and Puran were going guns. They were really ready to explode to the back end of the innings. This is an excellent. So a good move by Rohit in bringing back Kumar immediately brings success.
Yeah, the strike bowler has come back in his third over and has taken the wicket here. And Puran going along just under 195 his strike rate. And going for the big shot and trying to pull a slightly shorter delivery there from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and just got the edge. Pant, who is not the tallest man in the world, had to move across to his left and jump to take it in both gloves. So that will bring another explosive batter. Is that Rovman Powell who's come in? Yeah, Rovman Powell is in here, and the vice captain has replaced the captain. Rovman Powell has not been pulling up trees. 14 of 17, 5 of 8 in the last two matches, so he needs an innings of some substance here to keep his place in the team.
Yeah, definitely he needs something. He had a couple of good innings in the ODI, but he needs something of substance here, as you rightly said, to keep him, to give him a little more confidence.
Kumar to Powell plays on the onside. He won't get a run, and that one goes straight to mid-wicket. So he stays on 0. At the other end, Kyle May is 61 of 45. He has done well. King got 68 of 52 in the first game for the West Indies. No one got above 20. Brooks, he was the top scorer with 20 of 15. He has since been taken off the team. So Powell, who is quite an accomplished player at T20 level, facing up now to Kumar. Last ball of the 15th over. Powell plays to extra the cover region. He'll get 1, and he will keep the strike for the 16th over. At the end of 15, the West Indies losing the wicket of Puran. They are 108 for 2 with Mayers on 61. That is the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yes, and Rovman Powell, he is into his 45th match. And T20Is, he has a total of 704 runs, a highest of 107, and an average of 25, which is good at that level.
Yeah, certainly pretty good from Rovman Powell. Did a lot of work. He showed a real weakness to spin. Now the Ashwin is gone there. They might bring back Huda to take him on. However, they still do have. So India has some questions to answer. They still have Singh, who is to bowl next. Arshdeep Singh has been very good. He's only had, let's see, a couple of overs. Just the 1 over he's bowled so far. 1 over for 4 runs, and predictably, he is back on. So I think he's going to bowl 16, 18, and 20.
Yeah, definitely. But India still have to find that one bowler. Still have to find that one bowler.
They certainly do.
Yes, definitely. So is Arshdeep Singh. He's into the attack. He would be bowling to Rovman Powell, as you mentioned. Rovman Powell averaging 25 in ODI, in T20I, sorry, and he would want to get that average up. 450s and 100s. So it's not bad for him in 45 matches, but he would want to be a little more consistent and being the vice captain of the team. So Arshdeep Singh, this one comes back into the right-hander. Get in the inner half of the bat onto the pads and roll it out to the offside, and he gets through for a single. So Powell moves on to 2 from 3 deliveries. So a good start here from Arshdeep. So as was mentioned by Vidya, Arshdeep Singh, he would be bowling the next 3 overs. That's the 16th, the 18th and the 20th, but they still need to find that one bowler. Abish Khan is very expensive. He has 2 overs for 30 runs, and that's why I thought Huda should have bowled a second over up front, which would have taken care of that. This one is short onto the leg side and pulled away by Mayers, and he moves on to 45. 4 more to Mayers. It's a short and onto the leg side. A poor delivery here from Ashdeep Singh. It's a slower one, and it scooted onto the pads, and this time all Mayers had to do was just turn that one around the leg side, found the gap, and picked up another boundary. So this is very good batting here from Powell. So he moves on to 65 from just 46 deliveries. Ashdeep Singh now, what is he going to do? This time Mayers is just having a few steps down the ground, driving this one straight back down to the fielder at low on, and he gets through for an easy single.
Yeah, Ashdeep Singh has been very good to Mayers especially, and all the batters today. He's just starting maybe just short of a length outside the off stump, homing in on the leg stump, and he's bowled 2 lengths, that just short of a length of a good length, and also he's bowled very full. So his control has been immaculate once again.
Well, even the IPL, his control has really earned him that place in that India team. This time it's a full delivery. Rahman Powell hitting that one out of the ground for 6. So we just mentioned the control of Ashdeep Singh, but this time it's a full-length delivery on the pads. Rahman Powell took that invitation of a gift being bowled here and hit that one. The power of the man Rahman Powell hitting that one out of the ground for 6.
Full and wide outside the off stump, and Rahman Powell, he knows exactly what to do with that. He has batting with that SS on his bat, and if that means Superman squared, it certainly is. Hit that one away well, and the 23-year-old Ashdeep Singh from Guna in Madhya Pradesh certainly knows. If he's heard about Rahman Powell, he's seen the power of the man now.
Well, we know Andre Ross is called Superman, so probably he's really Superman squared. So it's Ashdeep Singh again. Let's see what he's going to do. That's a good length delivery. Just pull his length back a bit. Slow delivery again into the right-hander. And Rahman Powell making some room to hit that one. But it came back into him, and that's smart batting. Just pushing it into the offside and picks up an easy single. So again, rotation of the strike. Yes, he hit that boundary, that's 6, but again, just pushing the ball into the offside and getting off strike. So they're not allowing the dot balls to build.
Hasn't been a special time for Rahman Powell. Last 5 innings, his highest score is 18. That was against Bangladesh at Providence.
So Ashdeep Singh, he's going to close this one out here. Let's see. And again, a full-length delivery, hit straight down the ground. There's a fielder there at that long on position, and they get 1. That's Hardik Pandya there, and they get through for an easy single. So at the end of 16, it's 122 for 2. The required run rate now jumps up to 7.62. So they can, from here, they can get in the region of probably 160, 170, or even 180.
Yeah, that certainly would be the plan here for the West Indies, but Ashdeep Singh conceding 14 runs off the over, and mainly because he just seemed to lose control of that one delivery, and after that, it's open season. Once you lose that sense of invincibility, the batters get after you, and that was an excellent shot by Powell. I tell you what, that wasn't the easiest ball to put away, but Powell is so powerful, and then he saw it so early that just a flick of the bat, and that was high over mid-wicket for 6.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. The low full toss is a difficult ball to hit, but he made it look very easy. And so Bhuvneshwar Kumar, he will continue, and he would be bowling his 4th over. And this one is hit straight and high and out of the ground. That's 6 more from Kyle Mayers. He's really latching on to anything full here and short at in this match.
Well, Yadav was there once again, and it's for the second time he's been in the wars. He was on the edge of the boundary, and that one traveled just 72 meters. Yeah, he tried his best just to palm it back over, as players like to do. I think he got a hand to it over the boundary, but couldn't. He wasn't in the right position.
I'm a winner. You are winner. We are winners. Winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
'Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Excellent inning from Mayers here.
Oh, brilliant stuff from Mayers. And Mayers, who started off by not scoring off his first 5 deliveries, then started to motor along. At the end there, he started to pick up pace once again. His strike rate actually, when he was dismissed, was 146. That certainly has been the best for the West Indies in this series so far. So Mayers gives us another glimpse of the immense talent that he has. Puran, in talking about him, says that he is one of the West Indies' most important players, and you can see why today.
Yeah, definitely he came good for the West Indies, and an excellent inning from him. And Bhuvneshwar Kumar now is 3.2 overs, 2 for 31. A bit expensive from Kumar, but picked up 2 important wickets. So remember, in his previous over, in his third over, the captain brought him back to do something, to pick up a wicket, and he did that. And now he picked up the other wicket of the set batsman. So we have 2 new batters at the crease now. Robin Powell, yes, he's on 9, but he only faced 5 deliveries. So this is excellent for India in terms of 2 new batters at the crease. It will give them an opportunity. So could we see the next over, is it possible that we'll see that extra bowler being slip in?
Could be a possibility here. But however, the man who's coming in is Shimron Hetmyer, and he is the 4th best batsman in the death since the end of the IPL.
So Kumar, this one just outside the off stump, guided into that backward point region, and DK is there, has a shy at the stumps, and Hetmyer had actually given up. Had he hit the stumps, he would have been out by miles.
Hetmyer, I don't think he has much speed in those red boots of his, but yeah, he'd given up. It really wasn't the best of singles, but he survives there, Hetmyer. Just to tell you, Hetmyer, his strike rate in the death overs, that's since the end of the IPL, is 205.66. Only Tim David, Jimmy Neesham, and Dinesh Karthik, the man who almost ran him out, those are the best in terms of strike rate since the end of the IPL. In fact, when that stat was put up, Jimmy Neesham went on Twitter and he said to Shimron Hetmyer yesterday, "Shimron Hetmyer, I see you."
Excellent stuff there. And Jimmy Neesham is one who's always on Twitter. He's a social media maniac. So it's Kumar, and this time it's Hetmyer, works it into the onside, looking for 2, but it's not there. So they pick up a single. The score moves on to 130 for 3. And running between the wickets seems to be an issue with this pair.
Yeah, it is. Shimron Hetmyer has had his problems. He's not, he has, and I mean, this is not to be disparaging to him in any way, but he's had his problems with his fitness since COVID-19. It's noticeable that his body has changed in a big way over the last 2 years, but he has passed the fitness test. He has been able to get past the fitness test. He is back on the West Indies team. We certainly hope that we'll see the best of him.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar, slower, short delivery this time. Robin Powell just swiveling on the back foot and pulling that one behind square for an easy single. And the change of pace here is what caused this wicket from of Mayers. Yeah, so the first delivery was a pace delivery, The second delivery, a slower delivery.
Same
And that
length.
got, yeah, that got Mayers. So it's Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Hetmeyer again working this one into the onside. Looks for two. It's not there. Very good work coming into the deep there. That's Akshay Patel. He's on the field as a substitute fielder.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's another player who might walk into any side in the world, and he has not gotten a look in at all here in this T20 series.
Yeah, excellent player, all-rounder. A very good bowler. He's very good in the field, and he's excellent with the bat, as we saw in the ODIs.
Yeah, I
The
think
second ODI.
West Indies fans have bad memories of him in that second ODI, where he single-handedly took India across the line. But he has not gotten a look in this T20 series so far. And you have to feel also for Deepak Hooda, just a one over. Don't think we're going to see him bowl at all.
Well, it seems like Ashdeep will bowl from the other end. He will bowl his allotted 4. But he would have to get someone for that 19th over.
Yeah, definitely. So if Ashdeep is going to bowl overs 18th and 20th, Bhuvaneshwar has now bowled out 4 overs, 2 for 35. So yes, that 19th over is going to be critical. There's no Ashwin, there's no Hardik Pandya, so it is going to be perhaps Deepak Hooda.
So it's Ashdeep Singh. He would continue. This one, full-length deliveries onto the pads, pushed away into the onside for an easy single. Hetmeyer, he moves on to 3 from 3. It's 133 for 3.
Powell at the other end is 11 off 7, but remember he has a 6 in there, so Powell has to carry on. He's the man who's going to have to do the bulwark at the moment here against Ashdeep Singh. Ashdeep Singh's last over gave up 14 runs, so I think they found a way perhaps to get to him, get to his mind, at least to attack him in that last over.
Yeah, definitely, but we know how good he is. Nerves of steel at the end. He's very good with those Yorkers. So it's Ashdeep Singh into Powell. He goes around the wicket this time, and again looking for that Yorker, that wide Yorker. Powell just getting a bat onto it. It goes out to the onside, straight to the captain Rohit Sharma, and they get you for an easy single.
Well, they're not going to mind that too much. A single at this stage of the game, that's going to be good. If it had gone away for a boundary, that would be a problem. So those wide Yorkers and Ashdeep Singh, very difficult. I mean, you as a batsman, you want to get those visual cues as the bowler's running in. He starts his run-up behind the umpire, and just in the last few paces, he just sort of appears as he's coming around the wicket from behind the umpire. You really don't have a sense of what is he running in faster? Is he going to put in a faster one? How is he gripping the ball? All of that disappears when he does that.
This time he's over the wicket to the left-handed Hetmeyer. Short deliveries. Hetmeyer pulls this one behind square. That's Akshay Patel down there. And they get through for another single. So that's 3 singles in the over. So it's excellent from Ashdeep Singh thus far.
Yeah, his mentality is the biggest part of his game. Yes, he gets the Yorkers, but that's because he has absolute belief in his technique and his ability, the 23-year-old, and he is continuing here. And underneath that black patka that he's wearing today is a very, very cool head.
Definitely, it's cool. So he's going to go around the wicket to the right-handed Powell. It seems to be the plan. And again, full and wide, hit straight past back the bowler, and it's going to run into the boundary. No, it doesn't. That's good piece of work down the boundary there by, it seems, Yadav. And they get through for a single. So not a single.
Yeah, Yadav is just on those practice pitches in that area, and he cleaned up Rovman Powell with a really good Yorker in the previous game, so he will try to get that one. It was one that came in from outside the off stump, swung in, and hit the middle stump. So he's going to try to aim for that kind of dismissal once again here, Ashdeep Singh.
Yeah, he gets a ball to tail into the right-handers a lot. So let's see. He's over the wicket here, and that's it straight back to him. And it's a drop chance. Another chance goes a-begging. So this time a full-length delivery to Hetmeyer, who drives this one straight back to the bowler. But it was hit pretty hard. and he just managed to, he got his hand to it, but was unable to hold on.
He should have taken that. Never easy, those return catches. Straight into the left hand, and he drops it. And Shimron Hetmeyer just picked up the ball and threw it back to him. And I guess he said, thank you. Thank you very much.
I think he did.
Thanks very much there,
If
Mr.
I was
Singh.
in a situation like that, I would have said thanks as well.
Yeah, rub it in a little bit. Arshdeep Singh done for 22 of 2.5 overs.
Yes, so again, short delivery, and it's pulled around the corner there by Hetmeyer. He's going to get a single. So he's having another chat with Arshdeep, telling him thanks. And every run I get from now on, I'll contribute it to you.
Yeah, and Arshdeep Singh, as he was walking away, just slapped with his left hand, just slapped the side of his left leg in anger, because he knew he should have held on to that one.
Yeah, you should have. That's an easy return catch. But as you said, the bowler, you're running in, your momentum is taking you one way, and then you have to adjust to collect that ball. More often than not, it's more of a defensive mechanism that, you know, you just put your hands there and hope that you take it. So
Self-preservation.
self-preservation, that's exactly it.
Those are the best ones, the ones that are coming to your face. You're certainly going to hold on to those. If it's coming to your body, you might drop it. But you tend to see that, you know, bowlers, if it's coming to their face, they hold on to those.
Well, it's going to be Avesh Khan. He's going to bowl at 19 over. We mentioned Vidya, and he has bowled 2 overs thus far for 31 runs. So he's very expensive. Well, 30 runs, my apologies, and he's very expensive. Let's see. Bowls, and this time it's wide, outside the off, some signal wide by the umpire. So he's bowling to the left-handed Hetmeyer, and we saw how much problems he had bowling to the left-handed Mayers. So he's trying to get that wide Yorker. So Rohit Sharma here, he's showing faith in his young bowler, Avesh Khan. He gave him the last over in the previous match. He's given him the 19th over in this match. So he's showing faith in him. Let's see if he's going to repeat that faith in the captain. So again, he nails the wide Yorker this time. Hetmeyer drives this one on the offside, looking for 2, but not there. That's excellent fielding coming off the long off boundary and just reducing them to a single. So that excellent work, and a decent start here, wide of the first one, but a single. That's important here for Avesh Khan.
West Indies chased down 139 for victory yesterday. Today they won 39 for 3. So they certainly will get a score higher than the 141 they got yesterday. And this is just about the par score for this Warner Park pitch here in St. Kitts. So if the West Indies can get in the region of 150, that's going to be a real challenge here for India.
Yeah, so critical over here. Oh, that's excellent from Avesh Khan. He nails the Yorker this time, but Powell, he got some bat onto that one, the inner half of the bat, and it squirts onto that fielder at deep square leg, and they get through for a single. So excellent thus far from Avesh Khan. So he's repaying his captain for having faith in him here. Just 3 runs of 2 deliveries thus far.
That's what the experience does. Yes, he was pounded yesterday. He's pounded in the first 2 overs today, but he's come back well in this over, at least in the first 2 balls so far. Can he hold it together? He certainly needs to get at least 1 good over in, and that will do his confidence a lot of good.
Well, this is the over he needs to get right. it's
the last one for the match, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Avesh Khan to Hetmeyer, full and wide, hit hard, straight to that fielder at low off, and they get just a single. So all going well for Avesh Khan thus far.
Yeah, 4 runs off 3 deliveries. I think he'll take that any day. 3 singles and a wide in the over so far. But so far he's got right. And he's come back well, and that tells you that he has a pretty strong mentality. Yesterday's defeat could have really destroyed a lot of people, not Avesh Khan. He's still out there trying.
Definitely, as he runs in to bowl to Powell, and this one, he gets the Yorker right again, and Powell just squeezes this one down the ground to that fielder at long on, and they get through for another single. So just singles from the 19th over thus far. 4 deliveries bowled, just 5 runs conceded, including that wide. This is excellent stuff from Avesh Khan.
No length deliveries here for Powell to exploit, and he's done. I don't think he could have done too much more than that and get it away for the single. A good comeback over from Can, but still 2 boundaries off the last 2 balls is going to mess it up once again.
Well, let's see if he can get that Yorker right. Oh, and this time he length delivery outside the off stump. Hetmeyer just clearing that front leg and hitting that one over that mid-wicket boundary for a huge 6. So again, length delivery of the order here for Avesh Khan, not getting the Yorker that he wanted, but Hetmeyer realizing that he's bowling that wide outside the off stump, got outside the off stump and pulled that one, a 99-meter 6 here from Hetmeyer.
Wow, what a blow by Hetmeyer, and it's right. 4 singles of the first 4 legal deliveries, and then it goes for 6. Hetmeyer's strike rate in the death overs in T20s is 205.66. So he can really motor along once he gets going.
Yes, Avesh Khan, let's see, can he close this one? And Hetmeyer, this is 6 more. Excellent shot from Hetmeyer. This time, looking for that Yorker. Hetmeyer just clearing that front foot and hitting this one straight down the ground over the bowler's head for 6. So he started off really well here, Avesh Khan, but the last 2 deliveries, as you rightly mentioned, he has to close this one out. But he didn't. The last 2 deliveries, you mentioned 2 4s, but the last 2 deliveries went for 2 6s.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Hetmeyer can do to you. Once you miss your length, and Avesh Khan, to his credit, he bowled the first 4 deliveries very well, but missed his length on the last 2, and Hetmeyer was good enough. He's just there to put those 2 away. Now, the West Indies scoring rate is up to 8.10. Now, this is the first time since the 7th over that the West Indies have gotten their scoring rate up above 8.
Yes, excellent. And Avesh Khan, he goes for 47 off his 3 overs. Very expensive, 15.66 runs per over.
He's done nothing here in this match to really dampen the criticism that has been directed his way about how expensive he is.
Yeah, definitely. So it's Ashdeep Singh to bowl the last over, and this one is down the leg side of the pads, and Powell swivels this one into the boundary for 4. So that's a poor delivery to start there from Ashdeep Singh on the pads, and Ravman Powell just flicking that one off the pads, and it goes fine into the boundary for 4.
Oh, we talked about finishers and about Dinesh Karthik and the likes of Shimron Hetmeyer. Powell has also been a pretty good finisher, maybe not quite as consistent as the likes of Hetmeyer in T20 cricket or Dinesh Karthik, but he's a formidable opposition, and already 19 of 12, 158 for 3. This is the highest score bar that India score in the first T20 so far.
Yeah, definitely. So Ashdeep Singh under a bit of pressure here now. Let's see how we can close this one. And again, this one goes 4 more. So looking for that wide Yorker. Powell just standing his ground on his knees, hitting that one over extra cover into the fence for 4. That's back-to-back 4s for Ravman Powell.
That was not an easy one to put away, because that was a full toss homing in on the crease outside the off stump, went down on his knees, as you mentioned, got the bat under it and lifted it over extra cover for 4. Only Ravman Powell could do something like that.
Yeah, he's showing some finesse here with his power. That's excellent. So 2 4s of the first 2 deliveries here from Ashdeep Singh. So he's under pressure now, and he's not accustomed to this pressure.
Well, the last 8 balls, the West Indies have gotten 25 runs. The run rate of the last 8 balls is 18.75. They've exploded here late.
Yeah, definitely, and this is what they wanted at the end. So it's Ashdeep Singh again. This is going to be 6 more. It's straight down the ground. No, it's taken. And that's an excellent catch there. So Ashdeep Singh again looking for that full Yorker length delivery. Ravman Powell looking to go straight down the ground. Didn't get the connection he wanted. But 2 fielders, that's the field at long on and long off, both of them were converging on that one. But eventually, Akshar Patel just leaving that one for Deepak Hooda. No damage done to the players. The catch safely taken. That's the end of Ravman Powell, but he did do the damage he was looking for. And the West Indies now 162 for 4.
Yeah, Powell, 23 of 14 deliveries, 2 fours and a 6 in there. It still leaves Hetmeyer there. He's 19 of 10. That has brought Devon Thomas, the hero yesterday for the West Indies. Thomas got 31 of 19. Not much time here for him to show what he's made of, though.
Yeah, the batsman crossed, so that brings Hetmeyer onto strike. So Hetmeyer would be on strike for the last 3 deliveries at least, barring no ball. So a good comeback here from Arshdeep Singh after going for 2 fours. He picks up that important wicket of Paul, who was really going guns. So it's Arshdeep Singh, shorter than length delivery, slower ball. Well, 2 things happened there. So it's a slow ball bouncer. The Arshdeep Singh and Pant was appealing for a caught behind, and Hetmeyer was appealing for a wide.
So a lot of appealing, but the umpire has decided he's gone. They've gone upstairs. They've gone upstairs for this one. Let's see what happens. First of all, if it is that he got a touch on it, maybe just marginally over his head, and that's what he's signaling to the umpire. So we're looking at the replay now. He's gone for the shot. It was a shorter delivery, just passing between the bat and the head, maybe just outside of the bat. Hetmeyer certainly was turning away from as the ball was heading towards his face. Now that when it got to him, it was actually over his helmet, so that could be called a wide. But let's see, was there a touch on that? We'll have to check on the ultra edge to see if that was an edge there. They're still looking at it. Now, Ultra Edge is suggesting as the ball is coming towards the glove, it looks like it's a little bit higher than the glove and the bat. That is passed over the glove, over the bat, and about a foot over the head of Shimron Hetmeyer.
Well, remember, his back knee is also bent, so he's a bit lower than his normal stance.
That's right.
So here the umpire signals not out, so the review lost by in there. But again, his appeal for the wide. I don't think it's a wide. It's a good delivery from Arshdeep Singh because his back knee was bent. He was low down to the ground, so therefore he wasn't in that original batting stance.
India have lost both their reviews now, and 2 balls to go, and that's going to do them too much harm.
Definitely. So Arshdeep Singh now, he needs to close this one out. Let's see, balls to Hetmeyer, again short delivery, Hetmeyer gets a top edge, it's up in the air, the fielder runs in, it drops just short of him, but they look for that second run, and it seems like Hetmeyer is run out. So he's not really confident there, you can see, but it was a good delivery, poor shot by him, getting the top edge, it was just short of the fielder. They look for that second run, but excellent fielding there from, it looks like Akshay Patel.
Oh, we'll see. No, it was a right-handed throw, and he gets, Hetmeyer's gone because that is significantly short. And what was really good about that throw is that he picked it up. It was Yadav, actually, who got it. He picked it up, the ball bounced, and one bounce without breaking stride. Took the ball from India and threw it into Pant, and Hetmeyer was at least about 5 or 6 feet short there at the time, so he's out.
Well, he got away earlier before he got off the mark, but this time he was well short, and that's the end of Hetmeyer. He goes for 20 from 12 deliveries. A good knock from him here at the end, a nice cameo that you would expect at the end of an innings.
And it went well with the innings of Powell, who was dismissed earlier.
Yeah, so that brings Jason Holder to strike, and he would be on strike as they were looking for that second run.
Last ball.
So it's Arshdeep again. He nails that Yorker, but the reach of Jason Holder allowed him to hit that one straight down the ground just for a single. So an excellent way to close the inning here, to close off the over for Arshdeep Singh. After going for 2 fours in the first 2 deliveries, he does well to close off that over. Just 10 runs conceded in the over, so he just conceded 2 runs in the last 4 deliveries. That's excellent from him. At the end of the 20 overs, the West Indies are 164 for 5. Arshdeep Singh, he goes for 33 runs and picked up 1 delivery in his 4 overs. Excellent comeback from the India bowlers.
Excellent, good from India, but the West Indies have gotten off to 164 for 5. They set India 165 for victory. This, I believe, will be the highest run chase at this venue if India can get there to win it. Yesterday, I believe it was the second highest run chase. The West Indies at this venue have the previous record of 147 for 3. So it's going to take some doing on a pitch here, which normally yields about 140 runs. The par score is 140. The West Indies getting 25 more than that. So this will be a tough challenge here for India to prevent themselves from going down 2-1 in the series.
Well, we said it earlier at the start of the innings that if they can get to 160 would be excellent and even more. But they found their way to 164 for 5. So that's excellent going for West Indies. And that was based on the platform of Myers, 73 from 50 deliveries.
I'll run through the scorecard. West Indies put into bat by India. Brandon King bowled Pandya for 20. Kyle Mayers caught Pandya, bowled Kumar for 73. Nicholas Puran caught Pant, bowled Kumar 22. Robin Powell caught Huda, bowled Arshdeep Singh 23. Shimron Hetmeyer run out in the last over for 20. Devon Thomas 0 not out. Jason Holder just faced the 1 ball. He was not out and won. 5 extras. Great discipline showed by the India bowlers. West Indies 164 for 5. Here are the bowling figures. Deepak Huda just the first over. 1 over, 1 run, no wicket. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 35. Avish Khan 3 overs, no maidens, none for 47. Here's economy rate 15.66. Hardik Pandya 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 19. Arshdeep Singh 4 overs, none for 30, 1 for 33. And Ravichandran Ashwin 4 overs, none for 26 of his 4 overs. So West Indies 164 for 5. India will chase down 165 for victory, Ronnie.
Yeah, definitely. It is a tough challenge. It would be, as you mentioned, a record chase here for India at this venue. But the batting lineup for India, the likes of Rohit Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav, Shreyas Iyer, Pant, Deepak Huda, Pandya, Dinesh Karthik, they have a very long batting lineup. Even the likes of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, Ashwin, all these guys could bat. So they do have a long batting lineup and they do have the firepower up front to chase a total like that. But it's left to be seen, as you mentioned in the toss. Puran said, the captain, the West Indies captain, said that the wicket's going to get slower and they prefer to set a total and then bowl. Let's see if that will bear fruits for them.
We'll see how that happens. So there's the news. West Indies 164 for 5 in their 20 overs. India will chase down 165 at 8.25 and over to win this game. We'll return in a few minutes' time for the India run chase.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just 1 lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
'Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your Now, for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Grenadians, you are the pillars upon which the new National Party has been built. Grenadians, you will continue to be the mainstay of the new National Party. The new National Party will continue to be there for you. Together, we will rebuild the party and continue to serve the people of this nation. We are the party with you in mind at all times. We've been tried and tested, and you, the people of Grenada, are fully aware of our wonderful track record. The new National Party, standing proud in Grenadian politics at all times. NNP, your best bet for the future.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
I sing this song to remember the great ones. So the name must live on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I want to address you in my capacity as a humble Calypsonian. As I tip my hat and I pay homage to some great heroes of this land. Cause it was Rootsman Kelly who said he wants his flowers before he dies. But when I think of great men like Bubbler, it brings a bitter tears to me eyes. Bubbles, you play your part in grace to society. Cause from the start to end you stick to your commentary. But just because you never enter the Hall of Fame, like the folks in this country, they don't remember your name. So I play this one in memory of the Bubbler. I sing this song for a lifetime Kaiso ambassador. I record this one so my children could understand. Lincoln John the Bubbler was a true Kaisonian. I sing this song for the great ones. Oh, 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 oh. Many times I sit and I ask myself, what qualifies one as a hero? Is it one who dies on the battlefield or some Robin Hood for the poor? Cause if a hero is anyone who stands hands up.
This is Real 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Good afternoon once again, friends, as we are about to rejoin commentators for the Indians inning of this, the third T20 being played at Basseterre in St. Kitts. Do stay with us. This is Real FM Radio.
2 for 35, and India will have to chase down the highest score here at Warner Park to win this game, a record score, and they will have to go at 8.25 to do so. And Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav are the two men out there, and Vidya Ramphal alongside Ronnie Bikram Das. And Ronnie, this is going to be a tall order here, even for the likes of India.
Yeah, definitely it's going to be a tall order for Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav, but they are capable. They are more than capable. The likes of Rohit Sharma, if he can stay there for some time, you know how dangerous he can be at the end. But this guy, Obed McCoy, he's going to open the bowling. 19 matches, 29 wickets, an average of 15, and best figures of 6 for 17 in his previous match. So he would be one. And the fact that he actually got Rohit Sharma of the very first delivery, that would be playing on the back of the mind of Rohit Sharma as well.
Sharma, who is facing up to the first delivery from the left-handed Obed McCoy. McCoy is running in now to bowl to him. Here he is past the umpire, bowling to Rohit Sharma, and on the leg side, turned away behind square, and that's gone straight to the fielder on the boundary. Powell is there, just one run, and Rohit is off the mark, and one. India, one without loss, in search of 165. Now, Rohit, actually, when he was dismissed that first ball by McCoy in the last game, that's the first time in 214 games for India that he has been dismissed for a first ball duck. It's never happened to him before.
Wow, that's an excellent start there. And Rohit Sharma, just to tell you, he's in his 131st match, scoring 3,444 runs at an average of 32.
McCoy to Yadav, and this is wide outside the off stump. That's driven through cover, and that's going to run away for 4. No sweeper here for the West Indies early, and there might be in very short order, because that is a wide and full delivery from McCoy and driven away nicely by Yadav.
Yeah, McCoy not getting it right in his first two deliveries. First one was full and on the leg side, picked away by Sharma. This time full and wide outside the off stump, and guided away nicely just behind point for boundary by Yadav. So Yadav continues good form here. Yadav, he's into his 22nd match, score 576 runs, a highest of 117 and an average of 36.
McCoy in term, third delivery here. He's bowling to Yadav, and he's cutting in this one. Kept a little bit low, taken by the keeper. Didn't get any contact on it, and the score stays at 5 without loss. Yadav 26 of 16 at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy, and 11 of 6 yesterday at Warner Park. And that one seemed to expect a little bit more bounce. Maybe it was one that slightly slower delivery there. It seemed to be that he rolled the fingers over on that one.
Yeah, definitely, and this is what you expect from McCoy. That's short of a length delivery, and that's where he got his success from in the previous match. That's short of a length delivery and going across the right-hander and just getting that odd delivery to come back into the right-hand and pose problems.
Here he is in to Yadav again. This one is driving at it outside the off stump. Fuller delivery. Didn't get any contact taken by the keeper, by Thomas, who's keeping today again. 4 for Surya Kumar Yadav. Rohit 1. And another good delivery here. Seam up delivery, and that one powered through into the gloves of Thomas.
Yeah, again, that's what you expect from McCoy.
And the West Indies, they started off first 5 overs, getting up to a scoring rate of 136.6. The scoring rate, the strike rate, actually dropped to 108 in the 10th over. That's a measure of how much it dropped off. But they got it back up to 136 in the 20th over. The next ball from McCoy, and that one is shoveled through the leg side, and that's gone away for 4 runs. and it was full on the middle and leg stump, and he played the flick beautifully, and that's run away for 4. So Surya Kumar Yadav moves on with a second 4 in the over. It's 9 without loss, India, and one ball to go in the first over from McCoy. A fairly expensive start here from him. That was delightfully played through the leg side there. It was a delivery that was on a good length, and Yadav is in such great form. He just flicked that over the mid-wicket area for a boundary.
Yeah, he looks really elegant in playing those shots, and he stands tall and play those shots. That's a good thing about himself and Shreyas Iyer.
Next delivery, looking to drive onto the pad and misses the stumps. Rolls out towards the point region. There's no run to end off the first over. At the end of the first over, India are 9 without loss. That's the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yeah, 9 without loss, so a good start from them. Not losing a wicket, which would be very important to them, having lost in the previous match, lose the wicket of the very first delivery. But that last delivery, you can see Surya Kumar Yadav looking to work that one into the onside from outside the off stump, but getting more than a half of the bat and onto the pads. Lucky for him, it didn't cannon onto the stumps. So a good comeback there from McCoy after conceding that boundary in the second delivery. He bowled 4 dot balls after that. So that's excellent from him.
Alzarri Joseph, just as he did yesterday, will open the bowling with Obed McCoy. West Indies also use Smith, Hussain, and Holder. And the West Indies are bringing in young Drakes, Dominic Drakes, to bowl against the supposed weakness of India to left-handers. This one, the first delivery from Alzarri Joseph is pulled away, and Dominic Drakes, who we just mentioned, tried to dive to take the catch on the boundary, and I think he's just palmed it over. But that was always going to be a difficult catch. First ball, 6 runs off the bat of Rohit Sharma, who got onto that well. Yeah, he dived and couldn't hold on to it, and it's gone over the ropes for 6.
Yeah, he tried to pull this one back, but didn't really come off the hands too well. He didn't really take it well.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining.
Alzarri Joseph not happy with that one. It should have been taken.
Joseph over the wicket again to Rohit Sharma. Turns it towards mid-wicket. There is no run. It wasn't exactly straight to Dominic Drakes. He had to go to his right. He was on the move away to his right before it got to him, and he didn't get in the right position. He wasn't exactly in the same line with the flight of the ball. That one was to his right, and because of that, not in front of his eyes, it just hit the hands and dropped. Now, he tried to dive after it, Ronnie, and to pull it back, but couldn't get a glove onto it, and it was over for 6 runs. Here's Alzarri Joseph, Rohit Sharma coming down the track, pulling this behind square, and that's run away for 4. Drakes can catch up with it, and 2 boundaries off the first 3 deliveries of the over, and this gung-ho baseball approach here from India continues. 19 without loss after 9 deliveries.
Yeah, well, that's the way they need to bat. It's a huge total, as you mentioned, on this ground. And as you mentioned before, this is the approach that India have chosen of late in going hard up front. They know they have a long batting lineup. They have very aggressive batsmen to come. And they have taken this approach of late, and it worked well for them. They won in South Africa. They won in Ireland. They won against India with this same type of format.
Joseph bowling to Sharma, who's playing this one, squared the wicket down to backward point, and there is no run. He was asked about this particular aggressive type of approach where India have stocked up with a lot of finishers at the top who are going to hit the ball. Many have labeled it the baseball approach after the former New Zealand coach, Brendan McCullum, who's now batsman, that is, who's now coaching England. But Rohit Sharma was asked about this approach, whether they will curb it now that they've lost one game. He said, "We will continue to bat in that kind of fashion. It's not backing down. This is how they're going to go."
Yeah, definitely. And as you rightly mentioned, the coach of England, that's Brendan McCullum. And you can see there's some discomfort for Rohit Sharma. We're just trying to figure out what is happening there.
Well, it looks like he's walking off. Yeah, it looks like he's walking off right now. The team doctors are with him, and Rohit Sharma looks like he is going to leave the field. Let's see what happened here. Came down the track, pulled it, and maybe wasn't in the best of positions to do so. Is that a hamstring injury? Looks like he's pulled up here. I think it was. That was when he got the boundary. The 4, he was in some discomfort. It looks like it's a hamstring.
Well, it appears to be he have pulled a muscle near his waist or lower back, and that seemed to be giving him some problem. And because of that, you can see his
I can see it now. Yeah. He was just he had a hand on the back. Yeah.
Correct, and he had some back issues of late, and it seemed to be following him around, and because of that, he's unable to stay on the park. So it's sad to see him leave, considering the start that he had. And well, it's up to the other batters now. Hopefully, they can, with a little rub or a little massage, he can be back on the park.
Joseph has 2 balls remaining in his over, so Sharma is off for the moment. Yadav is out there, and as well as Iyer has now come in to join him. Iyer had 0 and 10 of his first 2 games, and just faced 15 balls in both matches. He has Alzarri Joseph, short ball to greet him to the crease, and that's over his head and taken by Devon Thomas. There is no run. Still 1 ball to go in the over. Thomas thought it was the end of the over. He and Jason Holder were racing down to the other end, only to see that, there's still 1, but that's a good bouncer just over the leg stump.
Yeah, good delivery there. And for Shreyas Iyer, who's struggling a bit in T20 International, and he would want to get a good score here for himself.
Joseph into Iyer, playing off the back foot into that backward point position. There's no run. He stays on 0. Surya Kumar Yadav is on 8. India, after 2 overs, are 19 without loss. That is the latest score here at Warner Park.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just 1 lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
To the opening roll, he's facing up to the left-handed Oban McCoy, full and wide outside the off stump. They're appealing for a catch. Was that a touch? Is it a wide? Let's see what the umpire says. Well, he says it's a fair delivery, so that's going to go as a dot ball in the books. That one from Oban McCoy, the West Indies seamers. Well, Joseph, he's bowled a little bit short of a good length. McCoy's been a lot fuller in this early spell.
Yeah, definitely. So you can see the India, they are having faith in these younger guys, giving them the opportunities.
McCoy again. This one, Yadav is playing through the backward point area for 4. There was a short third man and a very fine backward point, and it went between both of them. A big dive put in, but it has traveled for 4. 4 4s and a 6 already for India, and we are only in the 3rd over.
Yeah, and this time you see Yadav just using the pace of McCoy here, pace on delivery, and all he had to do was just find that gap between backward point and that short third man, and he found it exquisitely and picked up an easy boundary.
I don't think he was too happy with the fielding, because the fielder who was at third man, it was to his right hand. I didn't make an attempt at that. Next delivery played out towards the backward point region. Coming off the boundary is Drakes, and there is just 1 run, 24 without loss. It'll be interesting to see how Dominic Drakes goes in this match. This is a big game for him.
Yeah, definitely a huge game for him. And this is smart batting. You can see McCoy operating on that back of the lane delivery, but he's using the pace of McCoy here and finding the runs, finding the gaps.
McCoy bowling to the right-handed Iyer. That's a full delivery. Tries to drop the bat on it to get a deflection. Doesn't touch it, and it's through to Devon Thomas. This is the 3rd T20 International. The series is tied at 1-1. India are attempting to chase down 165 for victory. and they have started brilliantly here. 24 without loss. It's only 2.4 balls gone just yet. But they have lost their captain, Rohit Sharma. He is retired hit for 11 of 5 deliveries. Here is Iyer, who's come in. He's facing his 5th delivery. He's on 1. And it is McCoy, left arm over the wicket. And he's trying to turn this one on the leg side. There's an appeal for LBW, but the ball has gone away. They've taken a leg by, and they're not... no, I think he got a touch onto it. The umpire did not signal, so that's 25, and Iyer is now, should be on to 2, is that? Well, he's on 1 of 4.
Yeah, I think he just got off the mark there. But again, that was pitched off the leg stump, outside leg stump. Definitely no chance of LBW, but also he got some bat onto it.
164, the West Indies getting earlier based on largely on 73 from Kyle Mayers. Here's McCoy. He's in over the wicket to Yadav. This is wide of the crease, very full, and he's played all over that, and it's taken by Devon Thomas. It's not a wide. Yadav looks disappointed, but the score at the end of 3, 25 without loss. India, that's the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yeah, good delivery there from McCoy to close off that over. So an excellent start here from India. 25 without loss after 3 overs. Yadav, he's on 13 from 9. Rohit Sharma retired hit on 11, and Shreyas Iyer, he's there 1 from 4. So this is an important inning here for Shreyas Iyer. I think he needs to get a score here. If he don't, I think there is chances of making that T20 International World Cup team would be diminished.
Next delivery is to Shreyas Iyer, who's turning this one on the leg side. Will pick up his 2nd run. He's 2 of 5 deliveries now. Certainly he needs some scores. In the one-day internationals, he did very well. A couple of half centuries there. He got a 44, 63, and 54 against the West Indies. He didn't do his scores any harm in the ODIs. It's in the T20s that the problem is. 0 of 4 deliveries at Taruba, and in the first game here yesterday, 10 of 11 deliveries. Alzarri Joseph, who has the look of a man on a mission, a very serious face. He looks like a businessman who's going under a visit by the taxation authorities. Next one is cut away by Yadav, and that has gone all the way for 6 runs. Third man was in. I don't think he would have caught it even if he was on the boundary. That's flown high over third man, and an uppercut by Yadav for 6 runs.
Yeah, this is excellent timing by Yadav. This delivery just short outside the off stump. Coming back into Yadav, so he had to, that was all wrist. He had to time that one properly. Otherwise, he couldn't free his arm to get power into that stroke. So he used the pace of Joseph as well as that strength from that wrist to guide that one for 6.
Yeah, half cut, half ramp there. As Joseph again, he's short of a length to Yadav, who's on the back foot, playing it down to mid-on and gets 1. So he's up to 20 now. 19, yes, 20 in fact is the score. And that'll bring Shreyas Iyer back on 2 of 5. We talked about him needing to get a score, but Alzarri Joseph, that previous delivery, that was not a bad delivery at all. It was on a good length. It was coming back into the batter, and it was just an extraordinary bit of timing there by Yadav to pick up that 6. Here's Iyer. Let's see if we can get the delivery back into Iyer. Let's see if we can keep him quiet here. He's backing away. He tries to ramp this one and almost carried to Hetmeyer at cover point. That was close.
Well, he tried to ramp. He ended up playing a tennis shot, a forearm smash, and it ended up just dropping short of Hetmeyer.
Yeah, not far away from Hetmeyer. Yeah, he was trying to play that smash. I don't think Roger Federer is going to lose any sleep seeing the way he played that at all. So not going to be calling him for any tips, tennis tips at all. 33 without loss. Here is Alzarri Joseph, the big Antiguan, running in now. He's over the wicket, past the umpire, and Ayers turning this on the leg side, set off for the single. He's sent back, and that was a good bit of fielding at mid-wicket, and the West Indies have kept him quiet here off the 5th ball of. It was King who came in to make the stop.
Yes, excellent field in there from the West Indies. King, he's very good in the field, and he's there at that short mid-wicket position, and he was quickly onto that one and having a shy at the stumps. But Shreyas Iyer, he got back quickly enough into his crease, and he was safe.
Last ball of the fourth over. It's Alzari Joseph who's bowled one bumper for the over already. Here he is in to Aya, split this one away. It's going to go wide of the fielder at fine leg down to the long leg boundary, and that is 4 to end off the over. 37 without loss. India after 4 overs. Surya Kumar Yadav is on 20 and Shreyas Iyer on 6. That is the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yeah, that would relieve a lot of pressure on Shreyas Iyer there. That's a poor delivery on that leg stump line on the pads, angling into the pads, and all Shreyas Iyer had to do was just got some bat onto that, beat that fielder at that fine leg region, and he picked up an easy boundary. So that will get him going. That will give him some confidence and relieve that pressure that's on him.
Yeah, he really whipped that one beautifully behind square. Had the 6 early in the over for Yadav, which was by itself an extraordinary shot. Just shows you how good the hands are on that Mumbai Indians batsman. He certainly has caught fire in the IPL. For many years, he's been a great servant of the Mumbai Indians. And finally getting his chance, an extended run for him in this India team. I think he really has deserved it.
Yes, so we'll see for the first time the likes of Dominic Drakes. 7 matches thus far, just picking up 3 wickets.
Here is Drakes. He's bowling to Yadav. He's over the wicket to him, and that's cut away by Yadav. There's a fielder out there. Can he get across to it? He does. It is Hussain. We will see, I'm sure, of in a short bit, and just one to greet him. Now, Dominic Drakes, of course, his father played for the West Indies, was part of that massive chase when West Indies got 418 to beat Australia back in 2004. We always need to mention that. And also was outstanding in the CPL last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely with the Patriots.
Player of the match in the finals for the Patriots to take them over the line for victory. Here he is, the left armer over the wicket to Iyer, playing at this one on the onside. Looked to play that through the offside. It went to mid-wicket, and there's no run. West Indies have included the 2 left-handers. There is supposedly a weakness of India, 2 left-arm bowlers. Rohit Sharma says he does not know anything about that.
Well, I guess it's the right-handed batters, a lot of right-handed batters for the India team, and to have that variation of the left armer bowling across the right-hander.
Here is the next delivery from Drakes, and this one is driven by Shreyas out towards the cover point region. He's gone back for 2 and gets there comfortably. The throw came in to the keeper's end, and Shreyas, who's very fast, he's very fit, and got back quickly. So India, 40 without loss after 4.3 overs. What a start this is.
Yeah, and that's excellent running between the pair of Iyer and Yadav, and both of them, as you mentioned, are quick between the wickets. So you would expect them to put pressure on the fielders, turn singles into doubles, and to add that extra pressure fielder, and even cause them to throw it away and get extra runs.
24-year-old Drakes out of Barbados. Dominic Cornel Drakes is his full name, DC, and has had a career which has taken him Barbados Tridents, of course, Chennai Super Kings, Gujarat Titans, Multan Sultans, and the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. Also played for Yorkshire, and again his run-up is truncated as this time Iyer is pulling away. I think as he was running in, the maroon rag of the West Indies fell out of his pocket, and that's why he was pulled up.
Yeah, definitely. They normally hang it to the back of their trousers, and it fell off while he was running in. So Shreyas Iyer just pulled out of that, and he had to abandon his run for the second time.
Yeah, that I'm sure bowlers love that, don't they? They certainly don't. 3 off the over so far. Here is Drakes in, and Iyer's playing the square of the wicket. Backward point has to come around to do the fielding, and there's just 1 run. There is a shy at the stumps, which is backed up by McCoy, and no further addition. 21 for Yadav and 9 for Shreyas Iyer. 41 without loss, India. And the West Indies will have to try to pull things back here. What are the options here for the captain, Nicholas Pooran? He certainly did use, well, we haven't seen Holder just yet. Here's Drakes in, the left armer. This one's driven powerfully past extra cover, and that's going to run away to the boundary for 4. So that's a boundary. The Indians in the stadium dancing away as the score has moved up to 45 without loss.
Yeah, that's a good shot. Pitched up delivery, and Surya Kumar Yadav just leaded into that one. All he had to do was beat that fielder at that short cover position, That's Mayers, and he did that expertly, and it raced away to the boundary for 4. And you can see it's just pure timing from Yadav here. He's not a big power hitter, but he can hit the ball a long way as well.
Drakes has come in for Odin Smith, and Drakes is over the wicket now. He's bowling to Yadav, and he's carved this one away through the backward point region, and that has gone for another boundary. And India on the cusp of their first 50, 49 without loss. After 5 overs, they have gone along at a rate of knots here. 49 without loss. That's the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yeah, definitely. That one was full and wide, and Yadav didn't try to keep that one down. He deliberately hit that one over the infield, up and over the infield, and had he beat those fielders inside the ring and that backward point, the cover region, it would have been an easy boundary. So he moves on nicely. Yadav, he moves on to 29. 4 fours and 1 6 from 14 deliveries. Aya, he's on 9 from 12 balls, just 1 4. So high successful chase here. The West Indies 147 against Afghanistan. So it's Jason Holder. Jason Holder, he's on to strike now, on to bowl for the West Indies. This time he's bowling to Shreyas Iyer. It's a full-length delivery. Shreyas Iyer looking to work that one into the onside, but not timing it too well. And it goes straight back to the bowler. Jason Holder in a little tussle with Yadav, trying to get the ball. Both Yadav trying to get into his crease, and Holder trying to get the ball to effect a run out. So it's Holder again, and this one is worked into the onside by Shreyas Iyer, and he would picked up an easy single. So that brings up the 54 in there, 50 of 5.2 overs. That's really good going. They are scoring at a run rate of 9.37 runs per over. The required run rate now drops to 7.84.
Yeah, so if India are going to get to that 165 for victory, they're doing it in exactly the right way. And this this approach that they've been using, this aggressive approach, they're calling it baseball, but as our colleague Colin Murray was saying, this is the West Indies in the 1980s.
Yeah, and this time it's Holder into Yadav, down the leg side, wide signal by the umpire. So that's 51 now. So Holder needs to keep things tight here. He's generally a nice tidy line and length bowler, keeps things tight. But he needs to bowl a very good over for his captain here. West Indies have been very expensive. And looking for that Yorker length delivery is Holder, and Yadav just working that one through that vacant mid-wicket region, and he picks up another single. So if the boundaries are not coming, they are rotating the strike. They are not allowing the dot balls, which is excellent for them.
Remember, we're still very much in the power play. 3 balls remaining in the power play, and Holder has had to be pulled into duty early here.
Yeah, definitely. With the run rate soaring at 9.45. Again, it's Holder into Shreyas Iyer. This one is on the pads, worked away again to that fielder deep mid-wicket, sorry, and they get through for an easy single. So good over thus far for Holder. Just 4 runs coming off that 4 deliveries, including a wide.
Yeah, it's a good start for him. Well, West Indies, outside of Smith, who's not here today, the other bowler used yesterday was Akil Hussain, who kept things tight.
And this time Holder, he's bowling this one on the leg stump. And Shreyas Iyer, that's Yadav, sorry, he's making room on the off stump and ramping this one behind that third man region, that fine leg region, sorry. And Myers making a meal of it at that boundary. He overran the ball a bit.
Well, he made a nice stop to knock it in, but then he has to go. But he picks up the ball and then throws it in. So his feet were not in contact over the boundary, and it seems that he's made the stop. It's a nice acrobatic stop just in front of his teammate. Joseph was there, and Odin Smith just off the field. I think that's okay.
Well, from our vantage point here, it looks okay. And the replays, it looks really okay. That is an excellent piece of work there. Definitely saved his team 2 runs.
Yeah, he had a big smile on his face as he threw it, because that was a really very good piece of it, innovative bit of fielding, because he overran the ball. He was off the field, maybe about 3 feet behind the rope. Now he turns, he sees the ball coming towards the rope. It will hit the rope. So he just dives from behind the ropes and picks it up. Let's see, is it with his right hand? He picks it up with his right hand, a Superman dive, then rolls over and throws the ball in. Superb stuff there from Kyle Mayers.
Yeah, that's excellent work. That is what you want from your fielders, to support your bowlers. It lifts the entire team when a fielder does something special like that, saving a couple runs for your team.
Well, I think what they're looking at is whether his foot was still on the ground off the field when his hand was touching the ropes. Now he dives, his feet are on the ground, the hands moving towards the ball, the feet still on the ground, the feet maybe just off the ground, and his hands now touching the ball. So I think that's okay. I think his feet maybe a couple of inches over the ground as he gets his hand on the ball. So that looks to be a great bit of fielding.
Yeah, definitely excellent work by Kyle Mayers there, saving 2 runs for his team. The score moves on to 55 for without loss. Holder again, and just back of a length as he normally operates. And Yadav just working this one into the onside. That's Shreyas Iyer. My apologies. It's Yadav who works this one into the onside, picks up an easy single. So at the end of 6 overs, at the end of the power play, it's 56 without loss. An excellent power play for India.
Yeah, West Indies got to 45 without loss. They were doing well. Now remember, yes, it is 56 without loss. Rohit Sharma is off the field. He's tweaked his back and he's left the field. And I don't think we're going to see Rohit Sharma back here on the field at all. India have sufficient firepower to chase down this total. But the West Indies, that last over was 7 runs. Before that, 12, 12, 6, and 10. 3 overs in that sequence were 10 runs or over.
Yeah, and there's the umpire signal for the second power play, and that brings Akil Hussain. He has the ball in hand. 26 matches, 19 wickets, an average of 28. Excellent for him in his to the start of his career, Akil Hussain. And skipper Puran will depend on him for 4 very tidy overs, and if he can pick up a couple wickets here, would be excellent for him. They desperately need a wicket at this point in time, with Yadav on 33 from 17. So it's Akil Hussain to Yadav. Yadav works this one into the onside, looking for 2, but it's not there.
Well, he's not the kind of bowler who's going to pick you up maybe 2 wickets in a T20. In fact, as his average, which you said would suggest, it's less than a wicket per match. But what he does so well is his economy. He keeps the runs down.
So Hussain bowled to Shreyas Iyer. Shreyas Iyer is on 11 from 14. He will need to keep going, but the rate that Yadav is going at, it makes it easy for Shreyas Iyer at this point in time. He can get a few balls under his belt and keep going. So it's Akil Hussain to Iyer. This time he takes a few steps down the ground, driving this one straight to the fielder at low off, and they will get an easy single.
Yeah, Drakes was there to make the stop. And Hussain, in his 8 overs in the last 2 games, he has gotten 1 for 14, 1 for 22, so 2 for 36 in 8 overs of play in a T20 international. That is exceptional.
Yeah, and that's what you get with Akil Hussain. And as you mentioned, the bonus is that extra wicket he may give you. This time it's a full-length delivery, and Yadav is looking to sweep this one, but straight to the fielder at that short third man, and they get no runs. The score remains on 58. 58 without loss. You see the strike rates of Yadav against pace is 160. That's excellent. So he's not that fast. His pace is not that fast against the spinners, but the pacers, he takes full advantage.
Certainly does, and this is what has kept him quiet here. Hussein has been brought in to slow this runaway Indian train.
Yes, it's Hussein to Yadav. Again, a good length delivery, just on that middle and off line, moving away from the right-hander. He gets a bat onto it, scoots it to that point fielder, and they get through for an easy single. So at the end of 7, it's 59 without loss. In there, they a strong reply to that total of West Indies 164 for 5. They are currently 59 after 7 overs. Yadav, Shreya Kumar Yadav, he's on 35 from 21 deliveries. Shreyas Iyer, he's there on 12 from 16. But the start from Yadav here makes it a lot easier for Shreyas Iyer in terms of he can, bide himself some time, get his rhythm going, and get himself, try to middle a few, and then he can cash in later on.
Yeah, but while he's doing that, of course, there's Aqil Hussain to contend with. Hussain had just 3 runs in that over. This is the first time since the 3rd over that West Indies have gotten the Indian run rate to under 9. So it's just about 8.42, and that'll combine Holder. But what was happening is that while Yadav has continued to bat well, we've also had Shreyas Iyer, 12 of 16 deliveries. And so Holder, next ball is played down to long on. There is 1 run to the total, and that's 1 more to Yadav. He's on to 37, and Shreyas on to 13 of 17 deliveries. This is the 3rd T20 International live from St. Kitts, and we are video ramp alongside Ronnie Bikram Das. West Indies getting to 165 of they 164 for 5, and they required India to score 165 at 8.25.
Yeah, definitely. So Holder, he's doing a good job here. This one, it's full, hit over the infield, the long on is in the circle, so Yadav just going over the fielder, and it goes into the boundary for 4. So this is missed his length here. Holder looking for that Yorker, and it just ended up being a low full toss, and Yadav, all he had to do was clear the fielder that's in the 30-yard circle at mid-on, and he picked up an easy boundary. So this is smart batting here. Seeing the fielder inside the circle, all he had to do was lift that one over. Again, shorter this time, pulling his length back, and it goes over the fielder all the way for 6. That's an excellent shot from Shreya Kumar Yadav. So Holder pulling his length back this time and being a bit shorter, and Yadav just rocking back on the back foot and pulling this one. King on the boundary. He was in a bit, about 10 yards inside the boundary, and the ball flew over his head. And Jason Holder is very disappointed.
Yeah,
had he been on the boundary, video, he would have taken that.
Yeah, Jason Holder stepping away, looking seriously upset there with King. But King had walked in with the ball and could not take the catch. Yeah, if he had been on the boundary rope, that would have been caught. Next delivery from Holder is a wide, a good length ball down the middle, angling down the leg side, and he'll have to ball that. So Holder back at the top of his mark. And second penultimate ball of the 8th over. Holder in. And 1 run this time to Yadav, who has moved on, and he'll take India on to 73. Here's Holden. The next delivery is pulled away behind square. There's a fielder out there, and that's going to be 1. So nice pull shot there by Yadav, and let's take a look at his score. 47 of 25 deliveries, and that'll bring Shreyas Iyer 13 of 17. And none of these bowlers outside of Akil Hussain has been able to slow down this Indian batting lineup.
Yeah, definitely Jason Holder, a bit expensive here. And this is not what his captain would require of him. He's normally a nice economical bowler. Picks up wickets, yes, but he's very economical, and that is what the captain brought him on for. But he's very expensive thus far. Let's see if he can close this one off. Again, just short outside the off stump, and Shreyas Iyer just pulling that one straight to the fielder at mid-on, low-on, sorry, and they get through for an easy single. So at the end of 8, it's 74 without loss. Surya Kumar Yadav, he's on 47 from just 25 deliveries, and Shreyas Iyer, he's 14 from 18, but the partnership here is excellent for them at the moment. The partnership is on 55, so this is excellent for them at the moment.
9.25, the scoring rate back over 9, 15 runs off that over from Jason Holder. Holder tends to be, maybe his economy rate in T20 is a little bit expensive, 8.23 over his career. At T20 level, it's under 8 and over, 7.92. But this is the international game, and he's still coming back from that COVID-19 infection.
So it's Hussain to continue. This one is driven straight down the ground by Surya Kumar Yadav, and he picks up a single. So Hussain continues to be very economical here, not giving anything away, as the score moves on to 75 without loss.
So 75 without loss here, and Shreyas Iyer on 15 of 19 deliveries. Surya Kumar Yadav 47 of 25, and remember they are chasing 165 for victory. 8.25 is always going to be tricky here, but the way India have started, they're making that target look a little bit easy here for the moment. West Indies will have to do something to pull things back. And Holder's averages, T20 cricket. In T20, just 42 wickets from 32, just about a wicket per game, but 8.23 his economy rate. Akil Hussain, been very economical on the other hand, and 81 without loss. India here. We are third ball into the 9th over, and Hussain will bowl that delivery. And next one is flicked to deep in mid-wicket. Just one for Yadav here. And Yadav has moved on by 1. So Hussain, well, he was... we understand that Rohit Sharma has suffered a back spasm. Seeing something online here which suggested that the India physio has said it is a back spasm, and that's the reason why he's had to go off. So Hussain to Iyer, and no run off the 4th delivery of the over. Yadav has been absolutely brilliant today, and he's moved on to 54 of 27 deliveries. Shreyas Iyer, 15 of 19. He has the 4th ball of the 8th over. This one's down the leg side. They're appealing for a catch at the wicket, and the umpire says that's not out. That Nigel Duguid is the umpire, but I don't think there's going to be any review here, Ronnie.
Definitely not. It seems like it came off the tripod. So Akil Hussain into Shreyas Iyer. This one is worked down the ground, straight to Jason Holder at low on. They get through for an easy single. So yes, they're getting that odd boundary in the over. That 6 came off the 2nd delivery, and that was wonderful. A wonderful shot there from Yadav.
Next delivery is played straight back to Akil Hussain, and there is no run. Yadav is on 54 for 28, 16 of 21 for Shreyas, 83 without loss India after 9 overs. West Indies have a real task on their hands. That's the situation here at Warner Park. Start of the 10th over now, and the West Indies have used 5 options so far. 2 overs for McCoy, 2 for Joseph, 1 for Drakes, and 2 overs both for Holder and Hussain. Drakes' first over cost him 12 runs, and 3 of the West Indies bowlers, their economy rates 11 and more so far. So not the tightest stuff we saw from the West Indies yesterday. India have really attacked here. They've counter-attacked well, and now it might you might be thinking that India, the win probability ratio is up to 87 for them to go on to win.
Yes, and it's Joseph. He's back into the attack. And this time it's worked away square of the wicket on the onside for an easy single. So Yadav, that excellent 50, a lot of strokes, both on the onside and offside. That wonderful 60 he hit off Joseph. So he played shots all around the ground to get to his landmark of 50. I mean, he's on 54 from just 29 deliveries. An excellent knock for him. Joseph, he's none for 22 of his 2 overs. This time it's pulled away, but straight to that fielder at short mid-wicket. That's Brandon King, and there's no run. So excellent start here for Joseph in this over. Just considering 1 run of 2 deliveries. So they need an over or 2, a quiet over or 2 here for West Indies to really pull things back. But the way Shreyas Kumar Yadav is batting, it's going to be difficult for them to really, they need to get him out. Oh, and this time he's hitting this one on the up, straight down the ground for a huge maximum. So Shreyas Kumar Yadav is really taking the attack to the bowlers here. That is a lovely shot. Just stood tall and hit that one on the up, straight down the ground. Hold the post too, mind you, for the cameras, and that goes straight over the ropes for 6. This is an excellent shot, and we saw a couple of this in the previous game from him.
Yeah, we did. He didn't quite fire in those 2 previous games. We saw glimpses of his enormous talent, but we're seeing it full blow here. And 60 off 30, his scoring rate is exactly 200 at the moment. Joseph, this one is flicked away, and they will get 1.
Yes, an easy single for that's Shreyas Iyer, and he's doing the right thing here. Yadav is batting really well in the other end. He's hitting the ball at will to all parts of the ground. And all Shreyas Iyer is doing is just getting the singles for him and bringing him back on strike. And that is excellent. That's what is required, and the partnership goes to 73 now. So it's Joseph. Let's see if he can pull things back here and get a wicket for the West Indies. This one is short, and Shreyas Iyer is looking to pull this one. It's coming off more the Q end of the bat and trickles to the fielder at that low on position, and they go through for an easy single. So even though Shreyas Iyer is not getting the boundaries, he's still getting the singles to rotate the strike and bring Yadav back on strike.
Yadav, 61 of 31 is strike rate, we mentioned, in the region of 200. Normally, his career strike rate is 176. That is absolutely fabulous.
It's Joseph to Yadav, and this is a tremendous shot from Yadav. It was a short delivery on the body. He just bent his back, stooped down, rammed that one over the keeper's head for a boundary. That's an excellent shot from him.
Wow, I can't believe I just saw that. Yadav played that shot for 4. Now, when he played the shot, his feet were firmly planted. He was leaning backwards. And tell you what, the angle of his body was about 45 degrees, and he had the presence and the talent and the ability to just hold the bat out. Now, tell you what, that ball would have gone over the middle stump. So he's standing in front of the stumps. He's leaning back and just used the bat from over the middle stump to wrap that over the keeper for 4 runs. I thought the shot earlier where he played that half-ramp shot for 6 was extraordinary. This was absolutely out of here. That is one of the most extraordinary shots you'll ever see. And that's gone for 4. West Indies with a lot of problems, 96 without loss after 10 running.
Yeah, definitely a lot of problems here for the West Indies at this point in time. Just getting some information here. At this point in time, the West Indies was 65 for 1, and they were going really well at that point in time. But when compared to India, they are 96 without loss. Yes, the captain Rohit Sharma retired hurt due to that injury, that back spasm, as you mentioned. But Surya Kumar Yadav, 65 from just 32 deliveries, has really taken the attack to the West Indies bowlers, and they have no answer to him. He's just scoring runs at will, hitting ball to all parts of the ground.
And it's 360 stuff, because those two, the last shot was scored behind the head of the keeper. If you can believe that, I mean, I'm sure this shot, that particular clip of that shot, is going to be snipped and put on YouTube, because that was extraordinary. I've never seen a shot like that. I think if he is into yoga, those yoga classes certainly would have helped him a lot. That is Surya Kumar Yadav, 65 of 32. His scoring rate now, his strike rate, 203.12. At the moment, problems here for the West Indies. Here's the bowling figures so far for the West Indies. Obed McCoy, 2 overs, none for 15. Alzari Joseph, 3 overs, none for 35. Dominic Drakes, 1 over, none for 12. Jason Holder, 2 overs, none for 22. Akil Hussain, 2 overs, none for 12. 3 bowlers have an economy rate of over 11. That's Jason Holder on 11, Dominic Drakes 12, and Alzari Joseph 11.66. Obed McCoy, the hero yesterday, 6 for 17, economy rate of 7.5, and Akil Hussain, even he has been hit for 6 today, and none for 12 off his 12 deliveries bowled.
Yeah, just 5 bowlers used thus far by the West Indies captain Nicholas Pooran. He has the likes of Mayers in his arsenal. He also has Robman Powell, who can bowl a bit. So he has some bowlers that he can turn to. And we know Mayers really does well with the ball. He picks up the odd wicket, also keeps things tight. So he has some other options he can turn to. But he will turn to his premier bowlers. And it's Drakes who's going to continue here for the West Indies.
Yeah, just 12 runs off his first over. Just 1 dot ball in there for young Dominic Drakes, and he will try again. Here he is coming in now. He's bowling to Iyer, 18 of 23 deliveries. Yadav, 65 of 32. The West Indies need a couple of wickets quickly here. So the 24-year-old Dominic Drakes in now. He's over the wicket bowling left-handed, and this one, Iyer is driving straight down the ground. It's gone straight to the fielder. Nicholas Pooran is out there, just 1. And so Iyer has moved on to 19. Yadav on 65. This has been a very good partnership between these two. And these two are actually in competition for the top order. But India found a way for these batsmen to submerge their egos and play for the team.
Yeah, and that's exactly what is happening here. Playing for the team. That's excellent point you made. And they will put their differences aside to ensure that they do what is required for the team to come out victorious. And Shreyas Iyer, he's not in the best of form, but he's doing what is required of him here in this partnership to see his team through.
Here's Drakes now, and this one is on the middle stump. Good length delivery, which is played out towards backward point. There is 1 run. Yadav moves on by 1 to 66. Shreyas is on 19. Drakes is back on. West Indies have not used Mayers in the T20 series so far. Pooran, who is an occasional off-spinner, has picked up some wickets. He is not bowled at all. And, well, they've used... the other bowler that you mentioned... has not come into the picture at all. So they have used 5 bowlers in the previous 2 games. This one is played wide off long on, and that will run away for 4 runs. That's an excellent shot by Iyer, who's been getting the singles, and now he plays an attacking stroke of his own. 23 of 25. His partner at the other end applauds because that was a very good shot wide of long on for 4.
Yeah, this time shorter delivery, a bit closer to him, so it was easy for him to play this one into the onside and pulling it nicely into that vacant region, and he picks up a boundary. That will do him a world of good.
10 fours, 5 sixes so far. I make that at 70 of these runs have come off boundaries of 102. Make that 103 as the next delivery is played out to cover point, and that is 1 more for Shreyas Iyer. He's up to 23. That brings Yadav back on strike. He's on 66. So that's where the West Indies have gotten it wrong. The boundary count has certainly given India a great platform here.
Yeah, so Shreyas Iyer, his strike rate moves up now closer to that 100 mark. But the way he's playing here, it's good for him. It's also good for the team.
Yes, Drakes into Yadav. That's wide. There's an appeal from Thomas. It's turned down by the umpire. Just 1 ball remaining in the over. That was full and wide. He tried to just guide it through the backward point region. And Pooran decides, I don't think he's going to go for the review. The RS counter has counted down anyway. So the score stays at 103 without loss.
Well, he did signal for the review before the counter, when the counter reached 5. He did signal for the review. He was asking his bowlers and his fielders, the keeper in particular, should he go for it? And he did go for the review.
So we're looking at the replay right now. The ball is wide on the crease. And Yadav was playing with not the full face of the bat. He was just sort of trying to get it, he was angling the bat, so the ball would glance off the face of the bat and over the slip. Now the ball is coming through, it's hitting the ground, and it's close to the edge. There's a big spike, but that may be bat hitting ground rather than ball hitting bat. So I think he's going to be all right here, Yadav.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the spike as the bat hit the ground. It's definitely, and you could see a space between the ball and the bat as it passed. So that's a review loss for the West Indies, but I'm surprised that they actually took that review.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising there, but Yadav, when you have him going so fast, anything that could slow him down for a couple of moments might be doing the trick. And last ball of the 11th over, it's from Yadav from Drakes, and that's played down to long on, and that's going to be 1. So 11 overs in the books as the last delivery played down to long on by Surya Kumar Yadav, and fetching that one from outside the off stump, and that has dropped just short of Holder, and he gets 1. So Yadav on 67 at the end of 11 overs. Iyer is 24. India after 11 are 104 without loss. That's the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yeah, so a good going here for India. As we mentioned before in the break, we thought that they will continue to go hard at it up front, and it has really paid dividends for them. When you compare to the West Indies at 11, at 11th over, the West Indies was 71 for 1. So there's a big difference in the number of runs there.
Yeah, the West Indies sort of slowed down in the middle overs, didn't they? They were 106 for 5 and then picked it back up at the end. In fact, the last 5 overs, they were able to get 56 runs, the West Indies, so they were able to pick it up to the end. There was, looking at the worm between the two players, the two teams, in fact, the West Indies last 5 overs, there was a huge upswing. It just increased at a faster rate. India have just absolutely taken control of this game. 104 without loss after 11 overs, and who can pull them back here? They need to get rid of Surya Kumar Yadav, and they need to get rid of him yesterday. First delivery from Hussain to Yadav, and a good length delivery on the leg side, just playing it back down the track, and there is no run. And second delivery now for Hussain, who's back at the top of his mark. The first delivery just, he tried to play it through the leg side, and it just came off the pad, and there was nothing doing. He was going for the big hit, looking to hit that one wide of long on. Next delivery here is Hussein again. And he's working this one behind square. There's a fielder out there, and he's just going to get one as Drake's. In fact, that's McCoy coming off the boundary to do the fielding. So that's one more. So Iyer up to 24, and Yadav 68 here. And still, with 65 runs to go, Surya Kumar Yadav might be looking at getting 100. Here's Akil Hussain into Iyer. He's missed this one. Oh, his ball. Is he out? Yes, he's gone. Stopped by Thomas. The bails went flying. Iyer came down the track. Certainly the shot was not on at this time. And finally, Hussain has done the trick. He has gotten Iyer out. He's out 27 balls. He's out for 24. And yes, they haven't gotten Surya Kumar Yadav, but Shreyas Iyer, the other part of the partnership, has been dismissed.
Yeah, again, smart bowling from Hussain. He saw Shreyas Iyer coming down the wicket. He pushed it through quicker and a bit shorter, and Shreyas Iyer was unable to make contact or to play that ball. And good work from Devon Thomas behind the stumps in collecting and removing the bail. And that's the end of Yadav. He goes for 24 from 27 deliveries. Sorry, that's Iyer. He goes for 24 from 27 deliveries. So he didn't get the knock that he was looking for, but he did build an excellent partnership with Yadav in terms of taking the game away from West Indies. But could this now open the door slightly here for West Indies? Could they pick up a wicket or two again and put additional pressure on that middle order of India?
That's certainly what the plan will be for West Indies here, as Rishabh Pant is in, and Hussain just getting this one on the middle stump, just turned slightly and beat the bat of the advancing Iyer. And Devon Thomas had eons of time. Even though the ball had pushed him back a little bit with the length of it, he still had enough time to flick the bails off. And Iyer had a swing at the bails and it was flying through. So Hussain's figures, 1 for 13 of 2.3 overs. And that brings the dangerous Rishabh Pant in, the man from Uttarakhand, the 24-year-old, the wicketkeeper batsman. And he has played for the Delhi Capitals in the...
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Now, for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Grenadians, you are the pillars upon which the new National Party has been built. Grenadians, you will continue to be the mainstay of the new National Party. The new National Party will continue to be there for you. Together, we will rebuild the party and continue to serve the people of this nation. We are the party with you in mind at all times. We've been tried and tested, and you, the people of Grenada, are fully aware of our wonderful track record. The new National Party, standing proud in Grenadian politics at all times. NNP, your best bet for the future.
Bowling to Yadav. Let's see how he slows down. If he slows down or if he continues to go the same way, despite the dismissal of Iyer. Sure, he is thinking that he has a great opportunity here to get 100 today. Here is Hussain, 68 of 37 deliveries, and he's cutting in this one straight into the ground. No timing in the shot, but still picks up one as Pooran comes across to the cover position to do the fielding. And Yadav has 100 in T20 internationals, 450s to go with that, and that brings us to the end of the over here. After 12 overs, India 109 for 1. That is the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yes, I believe that 100 came against Ireland recently. And I think, to answer your question, I think he's going to continue batting the way they are. They are so far ahead of the game at the moment that he could continue playing as free as possible. And Pant, we know he would continue. He would play his natural game, which is to be aggressive. They do have the firepower still in the shed that they can continue by being aggressive, continue to going after the bowlers, and take it to the West Indies.
Pooran rolling the dice here. Usually you'll see Oban McCoy come in late. He's now back to bowl the 13th over, and Yadav is cutting at this one straight to backward point. He won't get they do get the single. In fact, they were off quickly and they got the single, but this smacks of desperation here for the West Indies, because the bowler took 6 for 17. Your main weapon is back on in the middle overs to try to do something for his team.
Yeah, generally he would keep him back for the latter overs, the death overs, as they would say. But you are right. They need a wicket. They need to really curb the run rate a bit. And the only way to do that is bowling good overs, overs for less runs, or picking up wickets, bowling dot balls. And you can see through all the innings thus far, they have found it difficult to bowl dot balls to these batters.
They certainly have. Here is McCoy. He's running in now, left arm over the wicket, and this one is driven straight back to him by the left-handed Pant, and there's no run. So there we have another dot ball. So that certainly will help. The scoring rate for India is over 9 and over. That's been the problem for the West Indies, and this is what India have done throughout their matches. They are looking for win number 16 today for the year. 20 matches, 15 wins, 4 losses, 1 no result. And the West Indies, that puts into the context, West Indies win yesterday against India. Here's Ovid McCoy. And full delivery, and Pat flicks this from the off stump away through the leg side. And he will get 2 here. And that was a full toss. And he almost played that with one hand. There was one hand off the bat. Good delivery from McCoy, but he still manages to get runs off it.
Yeah, just 53 required from 45 deliveries. It's quite easy for India at the moment, and the way that Yadav is batting, it puts less pressure on the lower order, that they can come in and play their normal game, express themselves, as you see Pant doing currently.
Pant facing off to McCoy again, who is over the wicket. This one's wide outside the off stump, and that is going to be called a wide, just a bit too short and wide outside the off stump. Pant wasn't interested, allowed that to go through. At the start of the over, the West Indies, India were 109 for 1. The West Indies got their and this is the 13th over. The West Indies got their 109th run in the 16th over. So India have taken a massive lead on this game, and it'll take an extraordinary effort from the West Indies to pull things back. They will have to get rid of Yadav quickly. Pant playing this off the back foot into the cover region. There should be 2 more for him, as the deep cover has to come across to a deep extra cover position to do the fielding, and the little man crosses for 2.
Yes, and with that, the run rate, as you mentioned, is over 9, and the required run rate has dropped to 6.4. So it has shown the aggressive nature that India, the brand of cricket that India played late, of being naturally aggressive up front. It's paying dividends for them.
And the left-handed Pant, and is facing up now again to Oban McCoy. Short delivery outside the off stump. That's going to be a legal one. Pant didn't play much at it, and it was well inside the required line. Pant, who certainly was always destined to play. He had a rocky time in his early teens, moved all over from Rokri to Delhi to Rajasthan, and then back to Delhi. He actually got thrown out of an academy at one point in building his early career as a future Indian batsman. 31 matches, averaging 43.3. Here is McCoy and James pulling that one away over mid-wicket, and that's bouncing away towards the boundary. The fielders coming across, but no one's going to catch that. Puran chases to retrieve, and Pant is up now to 9 of 13. Yadav is on 70, and after 13 overs, India, the runaway train, is showing no signs of slowing up. 119 for 1. That's the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yeah, definitely 119 for 1 when compared to the West Indies, who were 84 for 1. Yes, both teams losing that 1 wicket, but the disparity in terms of the runs scored is huge in terms of this run chase. And just 46 runs required now from 42 ball. That shows how being aggressive up front makes it easier for the latter half of the innings. Makes it easier in terms of chasing in the death overs.
But a team that is able to play in this way must have a lot of depth. You must have depth to play like this, and you must have the talent to back it up, because a plan like that is not an easy one to execute.
Well, it didn't work for them in the previous game, where they went aggressive up front and they were bowled out.
Hussain now, he's bowling to Yadav, and he's driving it straight back to him. Hussain goes across the field, and Pant is all over him. And the two have a laugh about it, but Hussain getting across to do the fielding. Pant was in his way. He just sort of bulldozed through Pant, who had to dive back into his crease to prevent himself from being run out. Here's Hussain once again, 119 for 1. Yadav on 70. He faces up to Hussain, who's round the wicket to him, and he's playing this through mid-wicket. We will get one more, up to 71. India 120 for 1. A moment of comedy. And these two know each other well, because we know Hussain is a big fan of one particular Indian cricketer. That is Ravindra Jadeja. He's always said he wants to be a cricketer like him. And certainly, given his ability as a left-arm spinner, he does show that. But he's shown some promise with the bat also.
Yes, of late he has shown a lot of promise. And, well, this is a no ball bowled by Akil Hussain, and it's a free hit.
Well, we weren't expecting that. He's usually very well disciplined here. Akil Hussain, a free hit, and he's bowling to Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant is not the one you want to be bowling a free hit to. Here he is in. Hussain, he's coming round the wicket to Pant, and Pant is hitting this high over long on for 6 runs. That's why you don't want to bowl no balls, especially when the characters like Rishabh Pant are there. He's up to 15 of 8 deliveries. India 127 for 1.
Yeah, that was a poor delivery. That was short and wide outside the off stump. And yes, it's a free hit, but for Pant, that's a free hit any day. He would hit that one. He's a powerful young man, and he hits the ball really hard. He took that one from outside the off stump and pulled that one straight down the ground for 6.
Hussain round the wicket. The left-handed Pant faces up again. He's cutting at that one and was pulling away, didn't make a contact, and that ball into the gloves of Thomas. So India significantly ahead. Is there any way back for the West Indies? And the runs required are now, for the first time, less than the balls required. 38 needed of 40 deliveries. Here is Hussain round the wicket to Pant. And Pant is looking to pull this one. Didn't get the timing in the shot. Beats the bowler, though, and gets it down to long on for 1. He's up to 16. 71 for Yadav. He's back on strike.
Yeah, that's a smart batting as well. There's no need to really play rash shots at the moment. As you rightly said, it's down to less than a run a ball. So it's easy for them. Just push the ball around. The bad ball, you put it away for the boundaries.
Hussain continues round the wicket. He's bowling to Yadav this time, down the leg side, and flicked away through mid-wicket. They go for 1. Thomas is after it. He slides and makes the stop. That's good fielding by Devon Thomas, and the man from Antigua backing up his bowl as well. In the meantime, just 1 ball to go here. Yadav up to 72, and we mentioned that he does have 100, so a second 100 for him. I think you could pencil him into that India World Cup team later on this year.
Definitely, he is one name that would definitely be on that list to go to the World Cup, for sure. And yes, it's possible he can get 100 here, but he would have to take the majority of the strike.
Yeah, the way Pant is going, 16 off 10, and Pant's going for another big shot, a nice heave, which has gone down to deep mid-wicket, just for 1. Didn't get the timing in the shot. He will stay on 17, and 72 for Yadav, 130 for 1. India, after 14 overs, they're chasing 165 for victory. That's the latest score here at Warner Park.
Yeah, Pandey just getting down on that back knee, getting that back knee on the ground and looking to pull that one through the mid-wicket region. He plays that shot really well. And the fact that he gets the knee to the ground, the back knee onto the ground, he goes low and it's easy for him to pick that ball up and deposit it into the boundary or over the boundary for 6. So that's excellent batting from him. And you mentioned him earlier on about, his travels before he make it to the international career. And he had an interview with him once on television, and they asked him, why is he so aggressive? Why do you only want to hit 6? And he said his coach told him that when he was a young person, if the ball is there to hit it as hard as you could. And that's what he tries to do.
Yes, Drake's back into him, and this one he is hitting it, but just glancing it down to fine leg and getting 1. So he's up to 18, 131 for 1. And certainly he's always scored a lot of runs. He broke records by scoring a 100 against Maharashtra. That's in Indian regional cricket. It was a blistering 48-ball 100 against Yarkland in 2017 first-class season. And that's the year after he got called up for India's T20 squad. It's certainly the rate of scoring that has attracted him to the Indian team and to teams in the IPL. Yadav looking to flick this one away. That's high over the fine leg, and that's gone all the way for 6. That's a lovely shot, a ramp shot, and he has picked up. Is that gone for 4? I thought that one went for 6. No, it's gone for 4. And he got outside the off stump and just played a scoop shot just in front of the ropes and over the boundary for 4 runs.
Yeah, he plays that shot a lot. And immediately after he played it, he just looked straight at the bowler because he knew it was 4 runs, either 4 or 6. So he gets across outside that off stump line, get down on the knees and sort of slug sweep that one into the leg side.
And he's going to try to sweep this one around. This could be caught. The fielder's coming around. He takes the catch. No 100 will there be for Surya Kumar Yadav today. He is caught by Jason Holder for 76. And that is the end of it for him. And Dominic Triggs takes his first wicket of the series. Yadav is out, caught by Holder for 76.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one later ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Now, for electrical safety. Familiarize yourself with your electrical panel, as it may be necessary to switch off the power during a storm or flood. Make sure you install a transfer or isolation switch to prevent your generator feeding electricity to Grenlec's line. If trees are too close to power lines, call Grenlec at 237 for advice. By following these easy steps, you will be well on your way to being hurricane ready. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Real close match, no longer. T20 effect in place here. 30 of 32 is a cakewalk for most of these teams now.
Yeah, definitely. Requiring 8-9 runs in the last 3 or 4 overs is a cakewalk for any team now.
Dominic Drakes into Pant, and this one he's playing out in front of him. Drakes, who is tall, slim, and athletic, moves across and makes the stop, and there is no run. One ball remaining in the 15th over. Surely there isn't a way back here for the West Indies.
Well, yes, it's easy for the batting team at the moment, just requiring 30 runs on 31. But wickets can play an important part. If they can pick up a couple more wickets, it would put pressure on that lower order, that middle lower order, and you never know what could happen.
It's India's match to lose at the moment. One ball remaining in the 15th over. It is Dominic Drakes in, past the umpire, bowling to Pant. That's a good delivery, just short of a length, and certainly he almost played that on, gets the single all the same. A good delivery from Drakes. 19 is Pant, or 15 deliveries Pandya yet to face. After 15 overs, it's going to be India 136 for 2. And Ronnie's going to take you through to the end here. 29 needed of 30 deliveries.
Yes, so a good over there from Dominic Drakes, picking up that important wicket of Yadav and just conceding 6 runs in that over. So that's excellent from him. And it is exactly what the West Indies needed, some hope, some array of hope in terms of getting wickets. Yes, they would have won wickets, but getting that wicket off Yadav, that's the important wicket. That's a wicket they were looking for. So it's 136 for 2 at the moment. Just to give you a comparison, at this point in time, the West Indies was 108 for 2. So similar in terms of the wickets, but again, the disparities in terms of the runs. And now it's Azari Joseph, so the captain here, he's ringing in the changes. Azari Joseph, he's going to bowl his 4th over here. He has gone 3 overs for 36 thus far. And his captain would need a good over from him here. And as you mentioned, all of the bowlers are pretty expensive. And so far, the captain has stuck with this 5 bowlers. So
yes, Joseph to Pant, and Pant is driving this one down wide of long off. Will just get 1 as Brandon King is there to make the stop. So that's 1 more to him. And he looks pretty comfortable there already. 19 of 15 deliveries. India are 137 for 2. And the West Indies used 5 bowlers today, 5 bowlers yesterday, and in their previous game also. They used the 5 bowlers in that match. Correction, they used 6 bowlers in that match. Alzari Joseph, Kimo Paul, who's out of the side, Odin Smith, Akil Hussain, Jason Holder, and Obed McCoy. So they've maintained a very similar bowling attack. It's only Odin Smith and Paul who are out of the picture at the moment. Here is Alzari Joseph. He's over the wicket, and a wild-looking swipe there from Hardik Pandya. That's a slow delivery. Missed it completely, 137 for 2. We saw him hit 2 sixes over extra cover yesterday.
Yeah, and that was short and wide outside the off stump. As you mentioned, slow ball bouncer outside the off stump. And he was looking to really hammer that one straight down the ground. But because of that slower ball, that extra bounce, he was unable to play it. So a good start here from Joseph.
Yes, Joseph now. He's into Pandya. This is a short delivery. Pulls it away. Will get 1 down to fine leg as the fielder comes across to make the stop. That looks like McCoy. And it is McCoy. And there's 1 more. 20 of 16. Hardik Pandya off the mark on 1. What a difference a day makes. You take 6 for 17 one day, and the next day you can't get a wicket here.
Yeah, definitely. And as you mentioned, wicket, where is he going to get those wickets from? Holder, he has 2 overs for 22, a little bit expensive. McCoy, 3 overs for 25. And Drakes, 3 overs for 26. He picked up that 1 wicket.
Joseph Pant is cutting this one. Some work here for McCoy, who runs around to his left to do the fielding and sends a powerful return in. Just 1 to the total, 139 for 2. Pant is on 21, Hardik Pandya on 1. And that 6 for 17 by McCoy yesterday, that's the 7th best figures overall in the history of T20 cricket, and it's the best by a West Indian. Among players who are from the established test-playing nations, only Shahar, the Indian, took 6 for 7 against Bangladesh, and that was the 3rd best figures. Here's Joseph. He's in now, and he's past the umpire, bowling to Pandya, who's working this one down to long on and will get 1. Brandon King does the fielding. So singles are are okay for India at this point because they need less than a runner ball. In fact, it's exactly a runner ball at the moment, 25 of 25.
Yeah, definitely a runner ball singles is easy, and you will get that odd bad ball that you could put away. But I don't think Pant would be looking for singles here. I think he would be looking to finish this off as quickly as possible.
India looking positive here. They're in the ascendancy, looking as though they're going to go 2-1 up in the series unless West Indies can do something. Here is Joseph full and wide outside the off stump. Pant went down on one knee trying to drive. It's a dot ball, and the over will come to an end. At the end of 16, the West Indies, just a couple of runs, 4 runs off that over, 140 for 2. They need a lot more of those.
Yeah, definitely need a lot more. And to finish the overs here, Jason Hole has 2 more. Owen McCoy has 1. And Dominic Drakes, he has 1. So would Puran go with Jason Holder now to bowl the 17th and the 19th, and then have Owen McCoy and Drakes to bowl either the 18th or the 20th? I think he may look to hold Owen McCoy for the 20th. Look to bowl.
It may not come to that. That's the problem.
Well, it may not come to that. Well, it's Drake's going to be bowling now. So Drake's is going to bowl out. So it will be Jason Holder to bowl the 18th and the 20th.
Drake's figures now as he comes in. 1 for 26. Here he is. First ball of his 4th over. He's in now to bowl to Pandya. And he's cutting at this one. That one's going to go straight down to the fielder deep on the backward point boundary. So that's 1 more for him. 141 for 2 the score. Pant, who's on 21 back on strike. Pandya is on 3. So the options, that's the options. Holder still has 2 overs to bowl. And Owen McCoy still has the 1 over. So there's your last 3.
Yeah, definitely the last 3, but is the order, so how he's going to bowl it. So definitely we'll see Jason Holder would be coming after.
Yeah. He'll have to bowl 18th and 20th, and McCoy the 19th. Here is Drakes now. He's over the wicket, bowling to Pant, who's gone for a big shot over mid-wicket. Will that go to the boundary? Yes, it does. And the 4 ball has come. Pant had to work that one away, and a lot of bottom hand on that, but he got it away well. 25 of 19. India need 20 of 22 balls.
Yeah, just short of a length there from Drakes. And Pant just working this one past that fielder at short mid-wicket, and he picks up an easy boundary. So again, you can see Pant, as I mentioned before, just bending that back knee a bit to get under the ball, to hit it over the infield and into the boundary.
Yeah, it wasn't really exactly short of a good length. It was just about a good length. And yes, he just has that immense ability and the use of that bent back knee, as you mentioned, to work it away for 4 runs. The frustration here for the 24-year-old Dominic Drakes, who is back at the top of his mark. Certainly looks as he's put on a bit of muscle since last year when we saw him at the CPL when he was man of the match in the finals. And Pant going for the reverse. What is that, a reverse flick, a reverse pull? What do you call that? He misses it all the same, and true to Devon Thomas. There's no run.
Well, it looked like a reverse pull, but didn't make any contact. It was a good short delivery from Dominic Drakes. That's an excellent delivery, considering he was hit for 4 of the previous delivery.
Yeah, it was high. It was over middle stump, which was always good. And the shorter Pant, it was over going past the crest of his helmet. He's trying again for that shot. It's bounced in front of the keeper, and it's now gone away towards the boundary. There's a fielder coming across. Walsh is there. In the meantime, they've crossed for 1. That's buys is the call. And that was a slow delivery. I think he rolled his fingers over that one because Pant had to wait for it.
Yeah, definitely a slow ball. And again, it was a bit shorter than what Pant expected. And it bounced just in front of the keeper. A little awkward for Devon Thomas. And he didn't collect cleanly, and they get through for a single.
7 extras in the innings for the West Indies. Drakes now. 2 balls remaining in the over. Here he is into Pandya, who's cutting this one out towards deep cover. He will get 1 here. And that's all there will be. Trots down to the other end and brings Pant, who's on 25 of 21 deliveries. India need 18 of 19 deliveries, and there's been 7 runs in the over so far.
Yeah, an excellent over for India at the moment. And that boundary, that 4 ball, is exactly what they were looking for. Yes, they will get that odd single, but that one boundary ball would make it an excellent over for them.
Drakes to Pant, last ball of the over, comes inside, pulls it away. Walsh is out there, it's just going to be one. It's Owen McCoy this time who's out on the boundary, and he makes a stop, so just one more. Pant will keep the strike at the end of the 17th over. India, after 17, a 148 for 2. They need 17 runs of 18 balls. That's the situation here at Warner Park.
Yes, an excellent over for India. Just conceded, just getting 8 runs, but it is exactly what they needed, considering the required run rate is less than a run a ball. So getting 8 runs is very good at this point in time. And it's Pant again. He manufactures a shot. He plays very unorthodox, but it works for him. And he gets the boundaries, he gets the runs scoring, and makes it easier for the batsman at the batter at the other end.
Well, India's scoring rate, which has gone along at about 9 per over, last over it went down to 8.75. It's the first time since the 7th over scoring rate has gone under 9. Here's Holder full and outside the off stump. Pant steps away and pulls it onto the leg side. They will go for 2, and they've only gone for 1. In fact, Rishabh Pant just ambling through for 1, and that's all they're going to get out to Shimron Hetmeyer on the boundary. 149 for 2. Yeah, unlike the other batters who are, well, Yadav is not exactly what you would call orthodox himself, but Pant, those two, rather unorthodox, and they're able to make the technique work for them.
Yeah, definitely it works for them. It is what they do to get the ball away. So the bowlers bowl in good length. They would manufacture shots. You know, drop the back knee, make themselves lower in order to play the good length. So it's things that you do.
Holder to Pandya. This one he's swinging at it. And has he taken the edge? Yes, he has. And Holder takes the wicket. India have lost their 3rd wicket. And Pandya stays a short one. He's gone for 4. And West Indies take the wicket here. They need a couple more, you feel, to really put some pressure on India. But right now, that one was a shorter one and a slow delivery. And he was pulling at that one. Takes the edge. And Thomas did the rest.
Yeah, and you can see what it means to Hurul and picking up that wicket. They know that if they can pick up a couple more wickets, it could put some pressure on India. And if they could, buckle under that pressure, and probably, West Indies could pull off a victory here. We saw them do it already with Owen McCoy and bowling the last over and picking up a couple of wickets. And, bringing them victory when they were really dead in the water. So it's an opportunity for them here in terms of picking up wickets. And the new batter in Huda, he's very good. He opened the batting for India already, and he scored 100 already. So he is really good. Has just 7 matches, an average of 68. His average is 68.
Imagine that. Yeah, it's a statistical anomaly because he got some not-outs in there also. And Deepak Huda, whose average, as you mentioned there, in the 2 T20s, well, 68. And that's because 205 runs, a highest score of 104. And yet, this is only his first game of the T20 series. That tells you how strong this team is. And Deepak Huda facing up to Jason Holder, the former West Indies captain. His figures 1 for 23 is over the wicket. And Huda is playing with the bottom hand coming off the bat square, and he gets one. He is off the mark. And the man from Rohtak, he's been called Hurricane Huda for his approach to batting.
Yeah, definitely. We saw him in IPL recently. He had an excellent time with the bat, and that really, those performances in the IPL really propelled him to this India team. And he has grasped his opportunity, and he has never let go. Yes, he hasn't got the opportunity that he was looking for in terms of consistency in the final 11, but he's there, he's in and around. He takes the opportunity when he gets them.
The 150 came up for India off that delivery. Here's Holder, full and wide. This one is crashed through the extra cover region. The fielder got a hand to it, but the batters still get there for 1. 14 needed on 14 deliveries, and Pant moves up to 28 of 24. Huda is back on strike. He had couple of good innings against West Indies in the ODIs. In the first, he got 27. The second, 33 in that chase where he and Aksa Patel got the West Indies across the line in that one. Hasn't played since. He got 59 against Derbyshire in Derby in June and 33 against England at Southampton in a T20 match. So hasn't quite been able to cement a place in the India team, but when he gets there, he does make runs and makes his presence felt. Didn't quite have the chance with the ball, just the 1 over for 1 run. Here's Holder into the right-handed Huda. And this one he's driving elegantly through the cover region, and that has gone all the way for 4 runs. Wow, what a shot through the extra cover region. I think it was Hetmeyer, who was at deep cover, had no chance to get that.
Yeah, that was all time in a full delivery. Huda latching onto that one nicely and just driving it pleasantly through that extra cover. All he had to do was place it wide up the fielder that was square on that deep point boundary and picked up an excellent. And that would ease the pressure. It hadn't been an excellent over thus far.
They need 10 off 13. Here is Holder. This one's an on-drive from Huda. He picks up one down to long on. Holder was sliding and diving across to make the stop. Couldn't do so, and Huda gets a single to go on to 6. At the end of the 18th over, 156 for 3. India need 9 runs of 12 deliveries, and the West Indies looking at India going ahead 2-1 in the series. That's the situation here at 1 of.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just 1 lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch. In stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
164 for 5, which was an encouraging total, but India have absolutely made that total look like going at a pedestrian pace. Deepak Huda on 6, Pant on 28. It is Huda facing up to McCoy, driving square at the wicket. Just to the left of cover, who has to move across to do the fielding. It's Akil Hussain, and they have crossed for 1. So Huda's on to 7. India 157 for 3. 8 needed off 11 balls.
Yes, so this has to be an excellent over here for the West Indies. If he can keep this down to, let's say, 2-3 runs and give them something to work with in the last over. Yes, it may be 5 runs or 6 runs they're defending, but still is something to work with. Take it into the last over.
Pant. Here is McCoy into Pant, and he's flicking this one on the onside. There's a fielder out there who gets across to make the stop, and that is Hayden Walsh Jr. He's on at the moment for Kyle Mayers, who's come off the field, and just 1 more to the total. Pant on to 29, 7 for Huda.
Yes, that one just on the pads, flicked away nicely by Pant, but the field is well set by West Indies captain, and the bowler, that's what you want to see, the bowler bowl into his field and makes it easier for them. There's 2 singles so far.
McCoy to Huda, wide of the mark, just wide and full. Is that going to be signaled a wide? It is not. It's a dot ball. Good delivery there by McCoy, slipping that under the bat of Huda. A couple more needed to maybe put some kind of pressure. It's 7 of 9. That certainly looks easy for India at this point.
Yeah, definitely it's easy for any team that's batting 7 runs from 9 deliveries. But if the bowler can really do something special here, pick up a couple wickets, you never know what could happen.
Here he is. Huda comes down the track. This one has hit the edge. It's going to fly over cover, and that's going to go down towards the boundary. They've crossed for 1, and they will get back for 2. And Hurricane Huda is up to 9 of 5 deliveries, and that is, well, there'll be 2 balls remaining in the 19th over. India need 5 of 8.
Yes, 5 of 8. Could it end in this over here? Just 1 shot away from winning this game now, India.
Yes, McCoy 6 for 17 yesterday, none for 29 today, 3.4 overs, and looking a little bit frustrated, McCoy, as he's running in now to bowl to Deepak Huda, 9 of 6. Huda stepping inside his stumps and working this on the onside. Will get one. He will look for two as the fielder has to come off the boundary. Pant sends him back. So just one of the penultimate delivery of the penultimate over. Pant is on 29. Huda's on 10. 161 for 3. 4 needed of the last 7 balls.
Well, Pant wants a strike because he wants to finish it off in this over.
In this ball, in fact, I think that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to take it into the last over at all. And knowing his aggressive nature, certainly he would want to finish it off after 19 overs. None for 30, and here is McCoy into bowl to Rishabh Pant, and the little left-hander is going for a big shot. He's hit this one wide of long on, and that has gone away for 4, and there it is. That is victory for India by 7 wickets. They won this game by 7 wickets with 1 over to spare, and Rishabh Pant comes out not out, and India have taken a 2-1 lead in this 5-match series. Pant finishes unbeaten on 33, and he certainly did pick up that one from outside the off stump to hit it away for 4.
Yeah, definitely. Smiles all around for India. They will be pleased with this victory. And as you mentioned earlier, chasing the highest total here on this ground for victory, and they have managed to do that, getting to 165 for 3 with an over to spare. That's excellent batting from them, from India. And they continue to show this aggressive nature, and it continues to work for them. And you know, the players, they have shown that given the players the opportunity to really stand up and show their worth, and they have done it time and time again for India.
Well, Rahul Dravid, who is not known as a really fast scorer, has been the one to really to keep this approach going with this India team. Certainly, Brendan McCullum, Bazball, the originator of Bazball as they call it, he was that sort of player. Not so much Dravid, but he would be pleased to see that his Chargers have taken a 2-1 lead and won this game by 7 wickets. Now let's go over what's happened in this game. West Indies 164 for 5, based largely around 73 from Mayers and 23 from Rovman Powell. The best bowler for India was Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, 2 for 35. Well, India, here's their scoring card. They were required to score 165 of 20 deliveries. Rohit Sharma, he retired hurt after scoring 11 of 5 deliveries. Surya Kumar Yadav, his opening partner, he went for 76, caught by Joseph of Drake's 76 of 44 balls, an excellent offering from him. Shreyas Iyer played his part in a big partnership for the second wicket. He was stumped by Thomas of Hussain for 24 of 27. After that, Rishabh Pant came in, and he and Hardik Pandya came together. Pandya was the next to go, caught by Thomas of Holder for 4. Pant ended up not out on 33 of 26 balls. Huda played a nice little innings at the end, 10 of 7 deliveries with 1 elegantly struck 4. As for the West Indies, the bowling figures, Obed McCoy, after 6 for 17 yesterday, he came back down to earth today, 4 overs, none for 34. Alzari Joseph, 4 overs, none for 39. Dominic Drakes, 4 overs, 1 for 33. Jason Holder, 1 for 30 of his 3 overs. And Akil Hussain, 1 for 28 of his 4 overs. And India winning this match with 6 balls to spare and winning by the margin of 7 wickets and getting the win with 1 over to spare and winning this match by 7 wickets pretty easily. So that will end off our coverage here of the 3rd T20 International here at Warner Park. It also ends the stint of this particular series at Warner Park. The situation moves to Lauderhill in Florida on Saturday. The last 2 matches will be played on Saturday and Sunday, and Vinod Mamchan will be across there to bring you live coverage of that. This has been a 360 production on behalf of my co-commentator Ronnie Bikram Das and our technical operator Jason Prasad. I'm Vidya Ramphal bidding you goodbye for now with the news that India have taken a 2-1 lead in the series. They've beaten the West Indies in the second T20 by 7 wickets with 6 balls to spare. Bye for now.
This is Real 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. The time has now moved on to 24 minutes before the 4 o'clock hour, and you're listening there to cricket, lovely cricket from St. Kitts, Basseterre, St. Kitts. West Indies losing this one, so going down 2-1 in the series. 2 more games to be played at Lauderhill in Florida. That's going to be on Saturday and Sunday. That's me. Oh boy, all the hard work comes my way all the time. But no worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Anyway, I'll be with you on Saturday, friends. Don't worry. Yeah, it's going to be nice. We're going to do it together. So again, West Indies going down 2-1 in the series. Can they still win? Well, there are 2 more matches to go. If they win the 2 matches in Florida, that means that they will win the series, the T20 series, that is. They would have lost already 3-0 to India in the one-day internationals. And reminding you that coming up after this series with India, the West Indies will be having New Zealand at home. And Real FM will continue to be there to bring you cricket, lovely cricket. Our sponsors for the games, the National Lottery Authority, the Grenada Electricity Services Limited, GRENLEC, and the New National Party, NNP, all coming together to ensure that you are entertained with cricket, lovely cricket. I thank you oh so very much for listening, and do hope that you can join me again for the next match. But don't forget also that you can join me tomorrow morning. I'll be here, and as always, you know, you have to continue sharing the live. We want you to do this. We want to see, I'm not going to pressure you, but I believe that we can reach up to 1,000 by the end of the year. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, continue rallying around the West Indies. Good afternoon, Grenada.